Phoebe, heel. Good girl. Good job. All right, well, here we are back again at Animal Training Development Center. Today I have with me Phoebe, and Phoebe is an Australian Shepherd mix, and she is from one of our local humane societies here in Indiana. She came with a past, I guess, that nobody really knows too much about, but she did have a lot of symptoms of a dog that maybe was very under-socialized and never being around traffic or anything like that. She was very flighty and very fearful of all kinds of things, and including me initially when we first started. Okay. So one of the things that we always do with every dog that we train is we try to balance them in whatever dog-outy type that they have. And sometimes these dog-outy types can be kind of forced upon them through the environment. So maybe she had a bad life in the past and wasn't very loved and very cared for and undertrained. And so that could be part of the reason she was acting that way. And it could also be that she was just genetically geared to be a bit of a flightful, fearful type of dog. We call that the guarded dog-outy type, and they're pretty common, as are all the other dog-outy types. So you've got dominant, outgoing, guarded, supportive, and submissive. And you could have blends, and most dogs are going to be a blend. So we might say, you know, Phoebe's a high guarded with an underscore supportive dog-outy type. And I really feel like that's kind of where she's at. In fact, she may be starting to flip toward a high supportive with an underscore guarded dog-outy type, and that's due to the training that we've done and the balancing that we've done in building her confidence and lowering her anxiety about the things that were triggering her. So you would never know to watch her now. In fact, there's video that you'll see of us doing a little field trip today to Lowe's, and she was through all kinds of loud noises and trucks and traffic and people and everything, and I think she was, if anything, a little bit too happy to be there. She having a hard time doing the heel command just with all the sniffs and things. So that's a good sign. So she's really come out of her shell, and that supportive side is right there underneath it. That really becomes that eager to please and willing to deeply connect with you type of dog. So that's kind of the balance that we've got with her. We started her off like we do every dog with this unspoken command, and there's only one rule to this. If I start to walk away before I get to the end of the leash, she should kind of follow in. Now, she doesn't have to be in the heel position, which we'll get into in a minute, but she does have to keep some slack in the leash. And we call this the unspoken command because I feel like it's a given. If I put a leash on a dog, or the customer puts a leash on a dog, we just want that dog to know not to pull at any time for any reason. And we spent a lot of time helping her with that. She would go into flight mode whenever loud trucks or anything went by, and she would just bolt out to the end of the leash in any direction she could to get away from that perceived fear. And as she got desensitized to that and started triggering less, then she got better and better at this job. Now, she can choose to do whatever she wants as long as she keeps slack in the leash. So she could go forward of me right now. She can sniff the ground. She can, you know, sway back and forth from my right to my left, to my right to my left, and all that good stuff. She just can't get to the end of the leash at any time for any reason, and she's doing really well with that at this stage. The next thing we teach her, or every dog pretty much, is the sit command. And so when I tell her, Phoebe, sit, good girl. She's supposed to sit and keep sitting no matter what happens while she's sitting as I walk circles around her. And that shows that she's developed a lot of trust. When we first started, she got really nervous if we got directly behind her. And you can see how comfortable she is, me walking around her right now, back and forth in front of her. If I give her the release word, okay, she could do whatever she likes. It's always a good sign when a dog comes to you after you give the release word, because they're not obligated to do that. And the fact that she chose to come forward to greet me, it's a really good sign that the relationship is going in a very healthy way. So next thing we got into is building her through some distractions, and I'll get a couple examples out here for you. you're always trying to, when you're working out, get stronger and get in better shape with your physical endurance and that sort of thing. And when it comes to dog training, we're always trying to build them through higher and higher levels of distraction so that when there's danger or big levels of distraction, we're able to keep control and keep our dog safe. And so here we're going to go ahead and put her in that sit command. She happens to be sitting already, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell her, sit. Good girl. And now she's on the hook to keep sitting. So as I bounce this ball in front of her, which she does like to play with, you can see she's doing a really good job of holding that. Even if I roll that past her, she's doing a really good job of holding that. If I give her the release word, okay, good girl, okay. Now if she wanted to, she can go ahead and get that. And you can see at this time she's more focused on her training, which isn't a bad deal. Or maybe she's more interested in these treats. This one is for free. There you go. And typically, a guarded dog is very reluctant to take treats from you until they really get to trust you. And so it's a good sign to see the trust level has built up that she was able to get up and go ahead and take that treat for me. Okay, Phoebe, here comes the train. Phoebe, sit. You can probably hear it in the video. Good girl. Okay, and you can see she's rock solid through that. One of the sayings we say around here a lot is at Animal Training and Development Center, we guarantee your dog will train through trains, meaning they're going to get a lot of exposure to these and their tracks are really pretty close here. And so that is a good distraction that we don't have to look for. It comes to us on a very regular basis. All right, Phoebe, let's do the sit again. Good. And as I drop this treat now in front of her, you see she's holding. Good. I'll go ahead and do another one. Good. And now, okay. Good girl. Now that she's in the release word, she can have them. Good job. Good job. All right. I'll take this one up. She's a very dainty eater, and that's a nice thing too. All right, so the next thing we got into is this command heel. Heel is very different than the unspoken command, which has got just the one rule. In fact, the heel command is the one that's got more rules than any other command that we teach. And so let's go ahead and show you what this looks like for Phoebe. Phoebe, sit. Good. I'm going to go ahead and line up in her heel position, and we've got the right side with her, and so you can see her paws and my feet are parallel with each other. She's close enough that I could reach over and touch her, but not so close that she would restrict my motion to the left. Nope, you got to hold that sit. Good. Or my motion to the right. So she shouldn't be in the way, but she should also be close enough that you can touch her is kind of the idea there. If I lead with my outside foot, that's the foot furthest from her. That's my left foot in this case. She should stay put in that sit position. When I lead with my right foot, my inside foot, good. You see that she gets right up and follows into that heel position, even though I didn't say heel, which is a testament, no, heel, to the training we've done. Back there, she was going to sniff the ground. Now, during the heel command, you're not allowed to even sniff the ground. So the treats are right here. I can see some crumbs. But during the heel command, one of the important things is that we keep that nose up so that they avoid distractions that come from scent. Good girl. Good. Again, leading with my outside foot, she should stay put. Very nice. And with my inside foot, let's heel. Good girl. We're going to go ahead and show you a figure eight pattern now. I like working figure eight patterns. You can use 2 chairs or 2 books or 2 anything. But the idea being that we're just going to go left around one of these cones. Come on. And then right around the other. And this is helping her learn how to handle left turns and right turns. And so when she goes around to the left, she's going to have to speed up a little bit. And when she goes around to the right, if I'm keeping my same pace, she should slow down a little bit in order to stay in that heel position. And so, of course, she still needs more practice on that, as all dogs do at this stage in their training. But you can see she's got that general idea down pretty well. Next, we got into this down command. Down. The hand signal is just like this above her head. Please keep in mind that whenever you give the down command, you want to stay nice and tall. It doesn't matter if you're tall, it just matters that you're straight. So when you bend, your body language looks like a play bow to a dog. If you've ever seen, dogs that stretch their paws out, right? And that sort of thing. It's almost an invitation to get up and play. And you can see that's exactly what she was ready to do. But that's not what we want her to do. When we give the down command, we want her to lay down. So we want to stay tall. And if she doesn't do it, let's show you. Come here, Phoebe. Sit. Down. Good. Now she did nice and well for me, but if she hadn't, all I would have done is stepped on the leash and kind of helped her toward the ground while standing straight. So there's the trick there. Once she's in that down position, I can go back and lead with my outside foot again, and this time she should stay put in this down position, and you can tell she's, she got up. No. Down. That's all you do with that. Try this again. Outside foot. She should stay put. Good. Well, thanks for letting us see how to make that correction for the down, Phoebe. It was almost cooperative that you made that little mistake there. Once again, lean with the inside foot. Heel. Good. Now she's getting back into that heel position, and she should do the automatic sit at the end of the heel, but not automatically lay down. So right here when I stop, good girl. We're looking for that automatic sit, not the automatic down. Dogs are very good at picking up on patterns, and if you heel sit down too many times in sequence, that's what you'll get. I like that automatic sit. It's a lot better than the automatic down because I might want to put a leash on them or do something like that later down the road, and sitting's an easier position to kind of do some of that with, sort of thing. Down. Good. Next, we showed her this command to place, and right now, when we say place, good. She knows that she has to get on this cot, and she also knows that she could do whatever she wants on the cot. She just can't get off the cot. So she can stand up right now and turn around the other way and lay down again if she wants. She could stand up and sit, and she can just stand up and stand if she wants to, but she can't get off. And so this is a very practical command. Anybody that I've shown this to that's taken the time to do it at home always tells me it's a great tool to have in your kit when it comes to owning a dog. So if you have company and you want your dog to kind of be amongst them without being over the top and maybe in their lap and that sort of thing, then this becomes a great option for you to have. Gives the dog a lot of freedom without giving them freedom to get off of that to kind of get in the way or something like that. So again, distractions, if I bounce the ball and roll it past her, she should be able to hold that. We've been getting out the vacuum cleaner and kind of vacuuming around a little bit, making sure she can hold the place command even as that kind of distraction comes by. And that was really good at helping lower her anxiety and stress when it comes to loud noises. So I would invite you to continue to practice those things at home with her, and continue to practice with the drop-in classes that you still have coming. So I think you've done only one of the 4 drop-in classes, and you will get a lot out of it if you continue to bring her and practice around the other dogs and people that will come to those as well. So we worked on the come command, and right now we're stressing how important it is to keep her on leash for this. Come. Good. When we call them, we want them to come and sit right in front of us like that. We don't want them to come and just stand there. We want them to come and sit. That's very important that we get that nice automatic sit at the end of the come, because we may need to grab them. Come. And so we're conditioning them to come and sit. Good. And then a tip for you is go ahead and touch their collar each time they come. That way, the one time that you really got to grab for her collar, maybe it's a dangerous time and you're calling her, you're trying to get a leash back on her or something like that, she's not going to think twice about you reaching over and grabbing for her. If you don't do that, then the one time you really need to grab for her, she'll probably take off on you and you won't get her. So, okay, good dog. Let's see. I think that's about it, guys. If you have any questions as you watch the video and as you start practicing this stuff at home, certainly always reach out to me. You know how to get a hold of me. And if I don't hear from you, I'll look forward to seeing you into some of these drop-in classes coming up, and look forward to you guys coming out and practicing with the other dogs. So we're going to we're going to splice this together with the Lowe's field trip today. And we'd like to thank you again for your trust in us. And as always, we'd like to wish you happy training. Okay, good girl. Good dog, Phoebe. Ready to go for a field trip? You ready to check out Lowe's? All right, you'll get a turn too. Sit. 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 Good girl. Nice. Good dog. Yep. All right. Yep. Lattice. Lattice. Come on. Heel. Heel. Good girl. Sit. Good sit. That's a good girl. You're doing good. Yes, you are. Good. Heel. Good. That's it. What a good dog. No, I'm good, thank you. Good girl. Sit. Good sit. You're doing good. Yes, you are. Heel. Down. Very nice. What a good dog. Good girl. Heel. Good job.
You're good. You want to scan it? Have a good day,
Thank
sir.
you.
Are you going to help follow me up?
Good girl. Good job. Oh, heel, come on. Lots to sniff in there. Good job. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Up. Nice job. Good job, sweetie. That was awesome. Good job.